So I think this is also kind of a video for myself to look back on, to be like, it's gonna be okay, just be patient, just ask, and we're just gonna do a little dance when we're stressed. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jordan. I'm an American currently working and living in Japan. So, welcome. When I started this channel, I really wanted to do a lot of Japanese culture and the living aspects of Japan and like traveling stuff with my videos. However, given circumstances, I haven't really been able to do things outside of my like apartment and my workplace. So I've really had to kind of stick to topics and things like that, like things I could talk about just sitting down to you guys. And I don't really talk about being an ALT all that much. I talk about some like work aspects and like how it's affected by like the day-to-day things in Japan, but I haven't really talked about being an ALT because that's not what I wanted my channel to be. There's a lot of channels out there that are like how to pass the first step of the JET program application, how to ace your interview, how to like budget while you're on the JET program kind of thing. And I watched those videos when I was getting ready to come to Japan. I won't lie, I watched those videos, but I never wanted to be that kind of channel. Like that just didn't interest me. Of course, if anyone had questions, I'm always happy to answer and like how to help you guys come over here, but I didn't want my channel to be on how to be an ALT channel. But thinking about topics and what I could talk about, I have thought about some of the difficulties that the 2020 ALTs, the incoming 2020 ALTs, might have some problems with because of everything going on right now. For those of you who don't know, the Japanese school year starts in April and goes all the way and ends in March. I will do a school life like video of Japan and like some of the activities my junior high school students do. I will do one of those, but this one just kind of fit the timing better. But because of everything going on, students haven't been in school. So April, now May, we've lost 2 months of the school year, and the students who are going into elementary school for the first time, the kids who are moving from elementary school to junior high school and junior high school to high school, had 1 week to meet their teachers and to see their friends and like know the lifestyle of school, like get told to them, but they haven't really been able to live their new lives. So I wanted to talk about some difficulties that I think incoming ALTs might have when they come in this summer and school starts, or when school starts for the fall semester in August, I believe. Because I'm also changing schools, so I will have someone come in and take over my 2 schools for me when I move to the high school level. So I was thinking more about my successor and how I could prepare them. I still don't know you. If you're out there and you're my future successor, I hope this was meant for you. I made these notes with you in mind. Side note, my cute book. This is my new YouTube video planning book, and I love it. So I have it here to kind of keep me guided. One of the first things, and I think this is where all the difficulties are going to kind of stem from, is because we haven't had school for 2 months, the teachers are going to be making up for lost time, for 2 months worth of lost time. Students are doing homework right now, but they're doing these like booklets for like all classes. But especially with English classes, we're supposed to be teaching them communication and using the language, and part of using the language is hearing it from CDs and hearing it from a Japanese teacher. ALTs are brought to teach English so that Japanese students can hear our pronunciation, but Personally, I think some of the best pronunciation practice comes from their JTEs. JTEs are not always perfect pronunciation, but they are understandable. And I don't think that every non-English, native English speaker should speak like a native English speaker. That's my personal opinion. If it's your second language, your third language, your fourth language, I don't think you need to sound like someone from America. I don't think you need to sound like someone from the UK. So not hearing their Japanese English teachers speak English is a really loss on the student's part. And I say all that again to say the only homework that students are doing right now for any of their courses are these little booklets, and they're basically trying to teach themselves at 13, 14, 15 years old. I'm doing an online class now. I'm doing my online master's class now. I barely teach myself with that. Like, online classes, you have to teach yourself. Taking homework home, you have to teach yourself. So I can barely do it at 25. I don't get how these kids are doing it. Because teachers are going to be making up for lost time, ALTs might not have the opportunities to do fun, big game classes, which is kind of what we're here for. We're not really meant to be like T1s. Every situation is different. Every situation is different. ESID, ESID, ESID. Every situation is different. My situation is I was kind of brought more to be like, hey, make English fun. Make English interesting, make the kids want to learn English. Therefore, I like to do games and activities that the kids can get really involved with. And for ALTs, incoming ALTs that are in my position as well, you might not be able to get to do games. And it might take some time before you get to kind of be the head teacher, that T1 of a class. Because, again, all the teachers are making up for lost time. Along with not being able to kind of lead games and activities, you might become what we call the tape recorder. And this happens to ALTs even without the things going on right now. But being a tape recorder kind of sucks. I have had great JTEs that I've never been a tape recorder for, and then I've had English teachers that are like, I'm only a tape recorder for. You'll get it. Every ALT gets at least one teacher that's like, you are just the tape recorder. The tape recorder does not mean like, oh, you're doing a dialogue with a teacher, I'm the tape recorder. No. The tape recorder is literally you're holding the textbook and reading. And that's all you do, all class, every class with this one teacher. So because, again, teachers are making up for lost time, they want you in the class. They want you to be introduced to the students. They want the students to know you. But it might be hard for them to include you and also get through what they need to get through. So even the best JTEs might still make you a tape recorder. Oh, also, JTE stands for Japanese Teacher of English. I'll put acronyms down in the description box below. That's fine. With JET program, you don't really have to have a bunch of credentials to come and teach here. You just kind of need to graduate college with a bachelor's. You don't need to even be in the education field. You don't even need to really speak Japanese. So a lot of ALTs, especially like I was one of them, you become very dependent on your supervisor, your JTE supervisor, and they help you with a lot of stuff. I randomly got a swelling in my ankle one day, like a year ago, and one of my JTEs, not even my supervisor, mind you, one of my JTEs like took me to the doctor because I can't speak Japanese and I didn't know where the nearest doctor was, and I had like ridden my bike and it was this whole thing. She had taken me to the doctor. JTEs help you, the good JTEs, help you with life stuff. When I first came, my supervisor went to another ALT's apartment to pick up bedding that ALT was lending to me. Like, that is outside in my opinion, outside what their workload should be. And again, I love my JTs. I have the best. I love them. I love them. I really do. But this is outside their workload. And because everything going on, because they're having to put so much work that they missed, 2 months worth of schoolwork, into the school year now, I wonder maybe that JTEs might be really, really busy, that they won't be able to help ALTs as much as they would like, or as much as other ALTs have gotten help in the past. This is not at the fault of the JTE. None of this is in the fault of the JTE. It's just they have a job. And a lot of teachers are doing stuff now. Obviously in the break time, we're all coming to work, we're all doing things. But as a teacher, when you get into a teaching environment, you learn that everything you planned, all these activities that you think are great and all this stuff that you think is fun and you plan for like 3 months in advance, you find out like, oh, the students don't like this activity, or oh, the students' level isn't to this point when we get to this point, and everything that they are planning for right now could completely derail after 3 weeks, because students are people. Like, they're people and they change, and you can't pinpoint where they'll be at a certain point in time. So teachers, I think, JTEs are going to be really, really busy. This is not to say that if you need help, incoming ALTs, if you need help, ask. It is okay. You are new here, you don't know the language, or even if you do, you might not understand the culture. Like, just ask. This is not a video to scare anyone, to be like, oh man, it's gonna be a horrible time for you guys coming in. It's just gonna be different, and this is my opinion of what some of these differences could be, basically. Also, you're gonna have a bunch of ALTs who have been here for years or in your area for years that are also going to help you. We understand what's going on. We're living through what's going on here. We will help you guys too. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help despite what everyone might be going through. Be patient, because everyone has gone through it and everyone is going to go through the future things too with you. So be patient, but ask. So that was the teacher aspect of it. And now some difficulties you might come across with the students. So with students, they are readjusting back to school life. The first year students, like the first time coming to elementary and junior high school and high school, are going to be getting used to their new school completely. But even your older kids who are your second years, your third years, they're going to be like readjusting. They were just out for 2 months. In America, we have a 3-month summer vacation, and we're kind of like, we know how to handle that time. Japan doesn't get a huge break like that. They get a month. They get 1 month summer vacation, and that's it. So hitting this 2 month period, I'm like, I don't even know what my kids, like, what are my kids doing? What are my students doing? Like, I can't imagine what they're doing with all of this free time, and also they can't go anywhere. Man, I feel so bad for them. Like, I really feel bad for my kids during this time. But when they come back, when school starts again and they come back, they may be readjusting to school life. Right now, we don't know if the summer vacation is going to be canceled because the kids are getting like this free time right now. Not really free time. I know, don't get me on specifics here. But we have to make up for lost time in some way, and some people are saying, oh, maybe they'll like cancel the long summer holiday and give them a week or whatever. Depending on what that decision is, students may really be readjusting to school life when new ALTs come. That's something to consider. Again, by the time the new ALTs come, students are already adjusted. They've had April, May, June. Yeah, I think July is the summer month. So they've had 3 months of school already. They know their Japanese teachers. They know how their schedule works. So usually by August, they're told like, hey, a new ALT is coming, and they're excited for the new ALT. However, because they're readjusting to this life, you're all kind of going to be adjusting. You're going to be adjusting to your new life as an ALT. They're going to be adjusting to being students and a new teacher. Well, actually, all of the teachers will be new if they haven't met them all. You're all going to be readjusting to things. And that may cause some insecurities, or students may be a little rowdy because they're still not in that flow of school. I kind of always love the first month of the new school year because my kids are rowdy and I get to play games and we have a lot of fun, and then we just slowly sink into deadpan students. But the first month is always really, really fun. But I think if that rowdiness is brought into like August area, Japanese teachers are going to really get strict and be like, yo, we got to make up for again, that whole thing, we got to make up for 2 months time, we got to be serious, we can't do games, like, all of this kind of interconnects. So students may be really rowdy, or they just might not care and be unmotivated, or, yeah. To round out difficulties you might have with the students during this time, it's really, really important to remember that English is not the only class these kids have. It's the only class you have, it's the only class that you teach, but it's not the only class that they've had. So right now, they're not just doing English homework at home. They're doing math, they're doing science, they're doing history, they're doing, like, they bring home like a little stack of booklets and they're bringing homework. So when they're adjusting to school, when they're readjusting to going to classes, they're not just readjusting going to English class, they're readjusting to going to every class and trying to pick up the pace on every class. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I didn't like science. Did not like science. So in science classes, if I had a test in a class that I did like Latin or English or history, I studied for that class and I just kind of tuned out my science teacher. Sorry, all my old science teachers. But I did, and that's a natural thing. You focus more on the subjects that you like because those are interesting to you and you like those. That's just what you do as a student. And that's something to remember, that while you are so excited to be in that class with them and you are so excited to teach them English and have a good time and like really let them engage with English, your kids might not want to engage with English. And I think to end the difficulties with students you may have, you are going to have to be really patient. You are going to be so excited. I keep saying you. Future ALTs, incoming ALTs, ALTs in general, you are going to be so excited to come and teach. But you have to remember that while this is an experience for you, like a life-changing, living across on the other side of the world life experience for you, this is still the everyday for them. And even this everyday is going to be a very different everyday based on everything that has happened. So it's just some things to keep in mind. Like I said earlier, this isn't to scare anyone coming in to teach. This isn't to be like, hey, your life's gonna be a living hell. It's just gonna be different. You're gonna have to just be patient with everyone, work with everyone, vocalize your needs, patiently vocalize your needs, and just do your best to be understanding. Again, there's a bunch of people here to help you. ALTs, the JTEs. JTEs will do whatever they can, usually. But they will. They will do a lot to help you. So you'll be okay. It'll be different, but you'll be okay. And that's why I wanted to do this video, just to kind of also give you a heads up. None of this may happen. Your school might be adjusted by the time you come, and yay, don't have to worry about this. But just in case, here you go. I think I kind of did this for me too, unconsciously, because I'm going to be changing schools, and while I'm not going to be getting readjusted to like living in Japan, I'm going to have to get adjusted to a new school life, and I don't know if I'm gonna be the T1, if I'm gonna be the T2, do I need to do games, do I need to do lessons? Like, I have no clue. I hope this helps someone in some way, maybe. I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment anything. If you are an incoming ALT and you have questions, leave them in the comments. I will respond to you. If any of my non-ALT English teacher people have questions or comments, you agree with me, you don't agree with me, I'm crazy, go ahead, just leave them in the comments. I mean, I agree, I'm crazy most of the time. Also, don't forget to check out my social media in the description box. I'll put them down there like I always do. Instagram, Twitter. I also started streaming to Twitch. I'm gonna warn you, my Twitch persona is very, very different from my YouTube persona. Two facets of me, like still me, it's still me, yeah, but very different facets, very different parts of Jordan. If you want to follow me over there too, and you catch a stream, we can talk live, we can chat. I'm enjoying it. I've only done 2 streams at the point of recording this video, and I'm having a blast. So, yeah. New and exciting things. We're changing it up. Jordan is talking about herself in 3rd person, apparently. Okay, I'm gonna leave before it gets really weird. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.